religion. We can all agree it's a crazy world that we live in. Ain't too much is what it seems. It's the part of the plan to keep our vision spinning. If we can only see the light that is within, it's illuminated. He that has an ear, let him hear, yeah. Consider it, oh yeah, yeah. If it's one thing that I know, is darkness all around me. You lead and I follow. Wherever you say I'll go. Shine your light, beautiful light, let it follow me. May it rest upon me. Shine your light, glorious light, let it follow me. Please let it follow me. You lead, I follow. Wherever you say I shall go. Shine your light, beautiful light, let it follow me. Let your light shine down. We know the truth shall make us free. That's what it says, that's what that book about. If only we believe. Faith hath our works is they believe that I be strong. True perfection is knowing right and wrong. Though it lingers when it won't be long. I know it's true cause inside of me, even though it might be hard to see, yeah, yeah. If it's one thing that I know is around it. You lead and I follow. Wherever you say I will follow. I will follow. Whatever you say, I'll follow. Wherever you say, I'll follow. Whatever you ask me, shine your light, beautiful light, let it follow me. Shine your light, glorious light, let it follow me. Beautiful, beautiful love. You lead and follow. Wherever you say I shall go. Shine your light, shine your light, shine your light. That's what it says, that's what that book about.
Oh, close that door right there. All right. Let's see here. All right, let me just ping people up in here. I know the truth, make it free. All right. All right, so the one and only, all right, the only one trustworthy power is going to be understood as the head of all existence, as I've let y'all know that speaking to you within your state of mind, within the realm you're in, the head of all existence, if you got the head of anything you can think about, the head of a lion attached to the body, it's the entire lion. You see the head of a lion, you see the body, you say that's a lion. You see the head of a dog attached to the body, you just conclude that when you look at it, you say that's a dog. Well, the head of all existence is existence, or there's just existence. That is the trustworthy power. You can listen to me and you say, well, that's trustworthy. That's true. That's everything and everyone is existence. All right. So yeah, that my power, my source, the only trustworthy one. There is no other existence. All right. So, we gonna start this off with the 4 rules. All right. So again, the 4 rules. I'm gonna start implementing that into any lesson presented on the little live. So when it comes to a live being made, I'm gonna bring these 4 rules just to keep putting it within your mind as a remembrance for you. So the first rule, the number 1 rule, the infinite power is beyond everyone and everything. All right, the infinite power, which is existence, the source, is beyond everyone and everything. That means regardless of what you think, regardless of what you say, regardless of what you believe, regardless of you, the source is beyond you and everyone and everything. Understand that before you try to before you try to cause people to think that they have to be limited to what you feel, think, and believe. No, the infinite power, this number 1 rule, infinite power is beyond everyone and everything. All right, the infinite power. All right, the infinite power, number 2 rule, is within everyone and everything. All right, the infinite power is beyond everyone and everything. That's number 1. Number 2, the infinite power is within everyone and everything. The infinite power, number 3, the infinite power is everyone and everything. And number 4, the infinite power is you. And you are the infinite power. If you have any energy activated where you are against these 4 rules, that's for you to examine. That is what it is. All right. So if the existence within you is fueled that you are against one of these 4 rules, you are against existence itself. The eternal power, which is existence. Existence is beyond everyone and everything. Existence is in everyone and everything. Existence is everyone and everything, and existence is you. That's the 4 rules, right? The 4 rules of stability, the 4 rules that are the correction of measurement to get you to examine your energy, in which you could examine if you are against anyone or anything, because I'm telling you that the source, which is existence, is all and in all. It is beyond all, but that power or that source is all and in all. All right. So let's get right on up into it now. Now, when it comes to this lesson title, all right, again, you got the Rapture, new date, October 7th. Okay. So within existence, or this realm of existence, there's a brother that's going by, I think, Joshua. That's his name, Joshua. And what has been spread, right, through the existence of your world here is that, you know, the rapture is coming. And the brother Joshua had, according to that brother's existence. So I'm not, just for y'all to understand, I'm not for nor against him. Existence is one, so that's existence. The brother is existing. I value him as I will value the source, because everything is existence. Now, within your realm, understand, according to the story, there's many people who are calling this brother false, but there's many people who uphold what he's saying is true. So the question is, are you for or against this new date? Are you for or against what has been prophesied from Brother Joshua? And remember, Brother Joshua is a form of existence. So he's doing this according to existence itself. This is what's happening within existence, chiefly the existence of your realm. So you can't stop what has been put out or what has been spread. You can't prevent what has been spread. The brother has let it be known that he talked to Jesus, and Jesus is going to return. Now, this was initially set for September the 23rd and the 24th based off what he was speaking in understanding of when this should take place. What happened was September 23rd, 24th passed. And so they was like, yeah, where's this brother Joshua? He done said there's to be a rapture. Where's this brother Joshua at? So he ended up revealing himself again to brother Joshua, and he did the brother Joshua had performed on the same channel. I don't know, it was on YouTube, but he came out and he still was confident as ever. So as I embraced his energy, the confidence, he mean what he mean. Just like y'all can listen to me and you can absorb my confidence. I mean what I mean. If I say existence is all, I mean that. If I say we're all existing, I mean that. Okay? So if you were to watch him and listen to him, if you absorb him, he's not just someone saying, "Oh, the rapture is coming and Jesus will come and get us." And I know it's not like that. He's really meaning in confidence what he says. When he say he talked to Jesus and Jesus is going to return, he means that. He means that. Okay? From his mind state, it wouldn't be like, okay, let me just say this to rile people up. The brother really means what he's saying. Or he has some type of confidence in which when he says that Jesus is going to return, he's going to return. Like he spake with Jesus, okay? Now, that's not me to, my vessel is not saying I'm for that or against it. Brother Joshua is existence. He's me. You're me. So I'm not on the side. I'm asking you what side y'all are on, because you have to understand within this realm, that is the motion of how your hearts, your minds move. You would say, I'm for what brother Joshua is saying, that October, because it has been switched to October 7th. So now he's saying October 7th, and it's because they got the calendar dates mixed up. September 23rd will actually equal up to October 7th, according to the Julian calendar or something like that, the way he was breaking it down. He said someone had sent them a video. They said, "We with you, brother Joshua." They showed him a video. He had spoke again with God. He meant what he's saying. Like, he means what he's saying. So he spoke with God, right? Whether you agree or not, that's his confidence, meaning he mean what he say. He means what he say. So he asked God what's going on, what happened, right? And then he said, God said that in days, right? Basically, in days, the rapture is going to happen. All right? In days. And so when he heard in days, he didn't know what that means. What does it mean in days, right? And so this is when someone eventually called him and they said, "Brother Josh, I'm with you." They sent him a video. When they sent him a video, someone was breaking down how October 7th, according to the Julian calendar, will actually equal up to being September 23rd and 24th still. All right? Don't let your mind get too caught up on it. That's you don't have to overthink it. But according to the instruction of his existence, that brother has existence within him. According to existence, this is what is put out. So whether you for it or against it, if you for it, you supposed to be for it. If you against it, you supposed to be against it. The thing is, we must now examine anyone who would call him false. All right, this is how you say, important for you to examine yourself when you're calling him false. Now, I deal with the understanding on why there are vessels that will call him true, or what he's saying true, or It's a reason why people's heart and mind would agree and submit that the brother is true. But if you are calling him false, well, let's understand the term false without trying to accuse or slander. So let's understand the term false without accusing or slander, because when we just move in the energy to slander or accuse, that's not going to do anything at all. I mean, I'm just letting you know, like, we got it in us to accuse and slander one another. Okay, but when you're understanding the term false, right? Because people will say this brother's a false prophet. Okay, if you say he is true prophet, again, that depends whatever side on the fence you're on. If you say he a true prophet, my question is, why are you saying he's a true prophet? Examine yourself. Why are you saying he's a true prophet? And if he's a false prophet and you are against what he's saying, why are you saying he's a false prophet? Why? Meaning, examine yourself. Why are you saying he's a true prophet if you're saying he's a true prophet? And then why are you saying he's a false prophet? Regardless of what side are you on, why is your existence for or against them? That's for you to examine. Okay? Now, dealing with this term false, let me see if I can get my computer ready. Remember, if you call, like, let's say people call me false. Well, I am the false. So you don't have to even worry about I'm the one and only false. So if you're looking for any reason to call me false, falseness is me. Okay? So you ain't even got to worry about dealing with me like that. Like, let me see if he's false. I'm falseness. Now, and I mean that. Falseness is me. Now, getting the etymology of the term false. So if you say this person is a false prophet, right? Or if you try to accuse someone as a false prophet, we got to understand false. But before I get the term false, right? Before I get this term false, I'm gonna pull it up. But when it comes to false, all right, let's say you thought it was true that someone loved you, and you thought that this person loved you and they was gonna be faithful to you, so you thought it was true. If they cheated on you or they lied to you, and you thought, right, that this person would love you and was faithful, and then you realized that was false, how would you feel? That they had cheated on you and they lied to you and all that. How do you feel if someone that you thought it was true, right? You thought it was true that they loved you and that they were faithful. So if you thought it was true, but then you realized it was false, they was messing with other people and all of that. If it end up being false, then what do you feel? This way y'all can understand what false is without accusing and slandering. If it's false, when you find out something is false, how do you feel if you thought it was true someone loved you, but then you realize they didn't actually love you? Not according to what you think love is. Because you may think love is to never lie to you. You may think love is to be faithful to you. So if the person lied and cheated on you and you realize it wasn't true that they loved you according to what you think love is, then you would realize that it was false, right? You would say, "Oh, it wasn't true love." So you would say that it was false. It's not true that they love you, right? It's false. So if you realize that it was false, the question is, how would you feel? How would you feel? So we can understand these terms false and we can break it down. You would feel what? Well, let's get this. Let's get this etymology. False etymology, okay? That way y'all can understand terms and understanding of energy according to like what you feel. When you feel something false, right? When you feel something false, or what we're calling false, you feel something false. This is some form of existence. All right. Now, false is not a bad thing. We just got to understand. It feels when it feels like something false to you, right? You're not wrong for having this feeling. It's something existing within you saying that's false, right? Okay. But the feeling of when something is false, or you realize something is false, how do you feel? When you thought it was true, but then you realize it was false. That was false. That person never loved you. You feel what? What's the feeling? What's the feeling? Hold on, we about to break this thing down. All right, because you're gonna understand when you calling someone else false. You gotta analyze, right, in the measurement of whatever judgment or correction you're giving out to someone. It's a mirror back to you. And this right here is about to bust the whole rapture thing open when it comes to all of y'all believers. When it comes to all of y'all believers, notice that you calling this brother false, right? We gonna get to those who think the brother true. But for y'all who calling the brother false, I'm not telling you wrong. You're supposed to call him false. But when you call somebody false, right, you're projecting outward from in. You cannot produce out of you any correction without it coming from within you. You can't. So if you thought it was true, someone loved you, and then you realize it was false, you feel a certain type of way. Okay? And so I'm getting this term false right here, and I'm gonna turn it around so y'all can see this here. Alright, I'm gonna turn around so y'all can see that there. Alright, y'all see that? So this is the term false right here. Analyze that real quick. Hold on, my book failed. Hold on. Alright, y'all see that right there? Y'all see false? It says intentionally untrue, okay, lying of religion, not of the true faith, not in accord with Christian doctrines. I want y'all to pay attention to that. Whoever put this here, that's a bias. This is a biased thing because you got many different Christian doctrines. And even the Christians will say that each other doctrines is false. Like Baptists will say, Baptists are Christians. And Baptists will say the Catholics, or, they will say each other's doctrine is false. So this right here, right, false, right, has to be analyzed beyond what this is saying, because when it say intentionally untrue lying of religion, quote unquote, not of true faith, not in accord with Christian doctrines, they putting this in quote unquote because this is what people would try to say. So y'all call each other false based off y'all own Christian doctrines. So let's say you have a Christian doctrine, right? If anybody don't follow your Christian doctrine that you hold as true, you would say that it's false. All right, but let's go more into it though. All right, pay attention. All right, so it say from Old French, false, fake, incorrect, mistaken, treacherous, deceitful. Okay, so when you're dealing with false, you're dealing with something that is considered incorrect. There is something that is considered mistaken, treacherous, deceitful. Okay, false says deceptive, feigned, deceitful, pretend. Look at that word pretend right there. Look at that word pretend. If I told you we all are pretenders, I want you to understand we're all subjected to being false. I'm going to say it again. You know how someone say, I'm going to pray for you, brother. They're pretending. This is a pretender. I'm going to pray for you, brother. I love you, brother. Hey, how you doing? We are all under this form of energy. But hold on. Before I go deep into it, that's why I say be mindful. Before you call someone else false, you have to understand you cannot project outwardly without whatever you project out being in you. So it's in you to be false. Okay? Now hold on. Because this is what people said. They said that brother prophesied and he was false. Okay. Hold up though. Pretend, also deceived, erroneous, mistaken, past particle of falir, deceive, disappoint. Y'all see that? Which is of uncertain origin. All right, we're gonna stop right there. Okay, We're going to stop right there. Let me flip it back. Let me flip that back. All right, now check this out. Check this out right here. When you got false, the ones that I want you to understand that it's in you to be a pretender. If you have ever been to work, when you go to work, when you're in that environment, right? If you have a boss, you have to pretend as if you respect that boss. Even if you don't respect the boss, when you go around a work environment and you have a boss, right? And regardless, because you get your paycheck, when he say do something, even if you don't like it, yes, sir, yes, Mr. Da, 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 you're pretending. You are pretending. So before you call someone else false, when it comes to pretending, this is what we all do down here. Okay? Meaning, if someone was to come around my vessel and they say, hey, how you doing? I say, hey, I really didn't care about saying no hey at all. I'm saying hey to just hey, but no, I don't. I'm just pretending. So that y'all will understand. You're not gonna be able to project out judgment on someone else, and when you're dealing with me, you're not gonna see that's your own correction, right? So I'm bringing this forth because remember, we're talking about this brother is believing in a rapture is gonna happen, and we're calling this brother false. That's what we're doing, right? All right, and we're gonna address y'all who calling him true too, and why people would think he's true. But first, let's address this false. Another thing is disappoint. Okay, so if you was in a relationship and you thought it was true, someone loved you, right? But you realize that they were just pretending to get whatever they want from you. Because that's what we do here. We pretend, oh wait, I love you, but then we have our own other desires too. So we only love you, or we love each other for what we can get from one another, right? That's why someone is loving you. They getting whatever they lust fulfilled from you, or whatever they're dealing with. That's how this realm goes, okay? So in understanding, if someone was in your mind, you thought that they was operating in true love towards you. You thought, right? In your fantasy mind, right? Because you can think, oh, that person loved me. But you realize, based off their actions, you conclude, well, they don't love me. It was false. Well, you feel, this is what you feel. It's an energy. False is the energy of disappointment. False is the energy of feeling you feel disappointed. Okay? Now, let's get that disappointed. Okay? So false is the feeling if you understand falseness, you feel disappointed. That's for you to understand the energy or the existence of what false is. False is a disappointment. Okay? This is what I'm telling you. False is a disappointment. Now, when I say these words, I have to break them down according to energy. Because you may hear it and you think disappointment is just a word. No, when you feel something, it exists. You're feeling something that exists within you. You feel disappointment. All right? So you feel this existence, this form of existence is a disappointment. It was false, so you feel disappointed. You feel that. Okay? There's nothing wrong with having a feeling, right? But that's what you're feeling. We have named it disappointment. I feel disappointment, right? And we have this according to our English language, okay? But let's get the etymology of disappointment. When you feel a disappointment, this is something in you existing. All right, you feel it, right? You feel disappointed. So when it's false, you feel disappointed. Okay, when it's false, you feel disappointed. All right, hold on. When it's false, you feel disappointed, right? When it's false, you feel disappointed. I have to keep saying it so you understand. When it's false, you feel the existence or the energy of disappointment. Disappointment or disappointed. You feel disappointed, okay? So let me get this etymology here. Disappointed. You feel disappointed, okay? So if y'all thought the brother Joshua was false, well, you're disappointed, right? Like why he doing that? So you feel disappointment, and the existence within you is reacting to him based off you feeling and thinking he's false. So you're basically saying this guy is not appointed. It's like saying he's not appointed. He's not. You know what I'm saying? He's false. So he's not, because this is not appointed. All right. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Look. Let's break this thing down now. Disappointed. So if false is the energy of feeling disappointed, having one's anticipations or desires frustrated, right? Baffled, balked, thwarted. It's a past particle adjective from disappoint. Let's get that. Let's get that right there. Look, check this out now. When you're saying the brother false, you feel disappointed. See, you feel disappointed, right? All right, so disappoint. Dispossesses of appointed officers from this, right? Reverse opposite, right? Of appoint. So this, let's get that real quick. Let's get that this, right? Lack of or not, right? So when you got this, that means lack of or not, right? Opposite of. So not, right? Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. So when you are experiencing something in you where you feel like someone is false, then you are feeling an energy of disappointed that you're saying. And so when you feel this energy of disappointed, you're saying that person is false because you're going to say they're not appointed, right? They're not appointed. That's what you're saying. In you, something in you wants you to look at that person like they're not appointed, right? So, you say to decide, to resolve, to arrange the time, right? So to arrange the time, okay? Make ready, arrange. So you basically saying this person should not be here. This person should not be appointed to speak. They should not be appointed to say what they saying. They are false. So you're saying that they're not appointed, you see, to speak, to do what they're doing. You're against them basically. So when you think someone is false, it's a feeling within you, right, that you are saying basically this person is not according to the arrangement of time, right? They are not supposed to be doing or saying what they do. So within you, you think you the authority to say, right, what someone should or shouldn't be doing. They're false. Get them up out of here. They're false. So you're disappointed in them. But let's bring that back home. Let's bring that home. If you feel disappointed, right, remember that's a you. So you are disappointed. See, let me slow down. You are disappointed. Anytime you try to project that someone else is false, then guess what? You are not appointed, or you are disappointed. Meaning that you cannot project someone as being false as if they should not say or express what they believe, think, and feel. Well, maybe you shouldn't express what you feel. Maybe what you feel, think, and believe is false. Is what you feel and think and believe about someone else true? Or is it false? Because the brother who spake about the rapture, he think that what he's saying is true. Do you think that when you call him false, you're being true? Are you being true when you call him false? Let me slow it down. Are you being true? Is that the way we should be? Should we be, right? Or should we exist in the energy of accusing each other as false? Is that being true to slander anyone as false? To accuse anyone as being false? Because we disappointed in what they say or their experience. Huh? So when you are in your mind dealing with a thought that someone is false, you're not wrong for perceiving that way. It's just when you are in agreement with that thought, when you are one with that feeling, when you think and feel someone is false, you're going to oppose them as if they're not appointed to express what they believe. You're going to say that basically you're going to be against their existence. They are appointed to share whatever they believe. They are appointed to share whatever they think. They are appointed to share whatever they feel because you can't stop them from doing it. And neither can they stop you. You can express how you think about someone. You can express how you feel about someone. No one can stop you. See? But when you express what you think, when you express what you believe, when you express what you feel, are you false or are you true? In your mind, you will think or you will believe that what you say is true. Well, that brother think what he's saying is true. Just as you think what you saying is true and trustworthy, well, this brother think what he's saying is true and trustworthy. That's what y'all think. But here's the bomb. Here's the bomb that I'm dropping on you. Okay? My question is, who is the brother's Lord? Who is his God? If he is subjected to falseness, okay, well, who is the God or the Lord that he's under? Okay, let me put it this way. If I am a deceiver or a liar and I lead people, everyone who follows me is a deceiver and a liar. Do y'all understand that? If I'm a leader of people, right, and they are all following me as some leader or shepherd, and if I'm a deceiver and liar, everyone who is with me, we are deceivers and liars. Because they follow me, they have to be a deceiver and liar. If I am false, okay? If I am false, everyone who follows me, they are subjected to the state of being of who I am. If I'm false, they're false. See? If I'm leading others in the falseness of who I am, right? Then they are one in the falseness of me. Because I'm their leader. Okay? This is just an example. Right? Again, if I'm a deceiver, if I'm false, everyone who follows me, you see, everyone who follows me, they are false by default because they follow me. For example, if I lie and I say, hey, y'all, I'm a female. Let me just make that. I say, I'm a female, right? Let me just make this as a lie. Of course, y'all would say it's true that I'm male. But let's just say I say I'm a female woman, right? I got a vagina. Anybody who follows me and speaks the same way, they say he got a vagina. He's female. I don't have a vagina. But if I'm lying and say I have a vagina, and all the people who follow me say he's female and he have a vagina, we're all liars. So now understanding leader and follower, who is Brother Joshua's follower? Who is Brother Joshua's leader or Lord? Who does he follow? Because y'all called him false. But now you have to examine who his Lord is. If you're going to attack him, remember he follows something. Right? Don't try to say Satan. He not going to say Satan. Don't try to say, you can say it, but don't try. Don't put forth your effort to say, oh, he got it by Satan. This is when you start to accuse and slander people. He don't say he got it by Satan. Guess who he say he got it by? God. He's got it by the Lord Jesus. So if you're going to call him false, just realize that you're under the same leader. You're under the same Lord as the dude who said the rapture is coming. You are under that. See that? Listen to what I'm telling y'all. Anybody who's quote unquote, if they was under me or followers of me, if I'm a liar, they all liars. If I'm a deceiver, they all deceivers. Okay? If you saying that this brother Joshua, he follows Jesus, right? He stands firm in Jesus and God. And you call him false, what are you saying about God and Jesus? Because that's who he led by. If you try to say, no, he ain't, listen. This is what he testifies of. When people say something, honor what they say. Why would you move into existence to oppose what someone say? God revealed this to him. He is a believer in Jesus. But y'all say he's under falseness. Well, if he's under falseness, then you're under falseness. Because he has the same God and the same Lord as you. Which one of y'all should the world subject to? Should the world subject to brother Joshua, the brother who said there's going to be a rapture? Should the world subject to him and say let's subject to him and what he say, because he's true, or should people subject to you and what you say? Who? Which one of y'all believes in Jesus should the world subject themselves to? Since y'all want to point the finger and say that someone else is false, oh, so you're true. You're true in the name of Jesus above someone else. Which one of y'all is the true follower of Jesus? What if, have you ever considered the possibility that all of y'all are under that which is false? You're pretending as if you love one another. You're pretending as if you love God. You pretending, and then all the actions of what you're doing is accusing one another. See? Well, you can say, well, ain't that an accusation? Hey, take it how you feel. If you feel like I'm accusing you from a Facebook Live, right, then that's something you got to examine within yourself, because I haven't mentioned anyone. I'm speaking openly for you to, when I speak, you can examine yourself. If you call anyone false, right, and they serve under what you serve, aren't you under that which is false? Or should people believe because you come in the name of God and you come in the name of Jesus, you serve that which is true? So what is going on here? When it comes to the understanding of the rapture, what is going on here? See, existence never fails. Meaning that when it comes to existence, if anybody stands on the understanding, you don't need to make people believe that this is existence. I don't need y'all to, I can't fail. Because I'm just telling y'all what is. Hey, everything is existing. See? Everything is existing. So if someone said I'm false, hey, look, can you even say I'm false when I say it? Hey, let me say, is this false? Everything is existing. And if you say, yeah, that's false, it wouldn't mean nothing, because without me saying that, everyone know what I'm saying is trustworthy. You see, we are existing, right? Everything is existing. Hold on. So let's get back to understanding anyone calling anyone false. When the brother is saying Jesus is coming and y'all say, well, he's false, you saying he follows something false. Well, what is he following? Y'all would like to say the devil, but he don't say the devil. If he's false, Jesus is false. If he's false, his leader is false. Just like if I'm false, my followers are false. Okay? Period. And I don't mind being false. I'm the falseness. Don't think that I have a problem with being false. I am the embodiment of falseness. I embrace that. But when you act in true, you can't embrace falseness. You have to act as if you're true. I don't need to act like I'm true. I'm false. I'm falseness, and I mean what I say. See? I'm disappointed. Y'all gonna feel like this brother, he can't be true. That's how powerful I am. I'm so false, right? I'm so false, you better say that's true. What you gonna say? Can you say that's false? If I say, y'all, I'm falseness, what you gonna say? Nah, bro, that's false. Then if you say I'm not falseness, right? If you say that it's false, when I tell you that I'm falseness, right? Then if you say that's false, then you calling me the truth. So I'm falseness. You gotta say that's right. Say, guess what? Even when I tell you I'm falseness in your mind, you gotta say that's right. He's false. I mean, I'm right. See, but y'all are pretending to act as if you're true, as if you're trustworthy, as if you're not false, right? Let's get into it. So if let me bring another point to y'all. Let's say the leader of the Crips. People can perceive that the leader of the Crip gang, Stanley Tookie Williams, right? You can say the leader, that brother's a murderer. So what are the Crips? They will be considered murderers if you wanted to minimize them to that state of being. I say everyone is greater than what we perceive them as. But just to bring forth Stanley Tookie Williams, the leader of the Crips, was a murderer and gangbanger. Well, what are the Crips? They are gangbangers. They are murderers. They'll get on your head, right? Because you are what you follow. Whatever you follow, you are one with it. That's what y'all gotta understand. So all my people, we falseness. That's who we are. Okay? So y'all who claim y'all are of some type of truth, though, I'm of the truth. Y'all are attacking each other. Now we about to get into the understanding why you're disappointed. This is why you're disappointed. You are all serving or being guided by something false, and you don't want to confess it. You want to project it. You want to project someone else that follows your same Lord is false, but you don't want to say, oh, when I prophesy about God, when I teach people about God, when I spread the gospel, you don't want to say you're false. But you'll call your brothers and sisters that are believers in Jesus false. Well, how about this? All y'all who believe in the Lord Jesus, all of y'all who believe in God are false. That is the understanding of what's being revealed. I done told people in this realm over and over again that what y'all serving is not the understanding of the actuality, because in actuality, you would never come against one another. Do y'all hear me? In actuality, which is existence, which is we're all one. If you what they call verily, if you was operating in what you call what the truth is or actuality, you guys wouldn't be accusing each other as false. You wouldn't be doing it. You wouldn't be doing it. So down here in your realm, you have to realize that you're all under that which is false. You're all under that which is false. Okay? Hold on, let me get this. So let's get into the understanding of the rapture. So it don't matter if you are for or against, you're picking a side to be against one another. Meaning if you are for the rapture coming and you saying, yeah, this brother prophesied, I believe, I'm for what he said. I agree with what he said. Jesus will return October 7th. And if you say on the other side, you say, no, that's false. Nobody know the day or the hour. Well, guess what y'all existence is an operation of movement to do. Y'all are adversaries to one another under your Lord Jesus. So that's how you know, listen, an adversary is not appointed in love. The reason why y'all disappointed is because you're coming as adversaries. See, what is appointed is love. What is appointed is exists. That exists. She exists. He exists. We exist. Everything that is existing is appointed. It's supposed to be here. It's right there. It's existing. But you can't try to force existence to be subjected to what you believe. You're going to be disappointed. Existence is not subjected to what you believe. So if you try to put what you believe into existence and say, well, this is what existence is, existence is God. You got to believe in God. False. No one has to believe in your God. That's false. No one has to believe in you or Jesus. False. So you feel disappointment because you think that existence is subjected to what you believe. You want existence to be minimized to what you feel. You want existence to be minimized to what you read. Existence is not limited to anything you say. It isn't limited to anything you believe in. It can never be limited to you, right? But it will allow you to fantasize. It will allow you to express your falseness, your fakeness. Existence is not going to be against you. Meaning it's going to let you do what it is you are seeking to perform within it. Because existence equates you to itself. We are existence. So there could be nothing ever uttered actually that's false from me because I'm falseness. See, y'all won't confess or take accountability that y'all are false. See, y'all try to make it seem like what y'all saying true. But when you have to force something to be true, that means it's not true. I don't have to force existence to be true. I don't have to say, y'all got to believe in existence. No. It don't matter if you believe in existence or you don't believe in it. I exist. All right. So let's get the understanding of what believing is the energy of. Okay. Let's get the understanding. But before we get that, we got rapture. So rapture. Now within this realm, my physical body. When my physical body was at a younger age. And one of the first times I heard the rapture doctrine, so that we can get this clear. One of the first time my mind and body absorbed the rapture doctrine, okay? They was telling me about how Jesus would rapture, the church or those who believe will rapture all the believers, right, in Christ. And then there will be people who are left behind here. Okay? I want y'all to analyze this and take your time and let your mind digest the understanding of what I'm saying here. As a young child, maybe between 8 to 12, my body was possessing the teaching, the doctrine of the rapture. And remember, I'm between the ages 8 to 12, somewhere in there. And my physical body here, they telling me like Jesus is going to turn. Now, I'm not calling Jesus false. I will tell you Jesus is false. Everything in this world is false. My vessel is a vessel of falseness, meaning it's not the actuality of the source, so it doesn't count as it, like according to law. So I can express falseness because I have this body, and this world is where you pretend, or it's not the you can basically just make up in your own mind. You can make up anything. You can say, like, for example, I can say, hey, y'all, we are all females. See how I can say that? And I can spread that. I can say we all females. Then I can give an understanding on how, and then you're like, oh, we all females. So in this world, I can express my falseness, my whatever. I can make anything based off myself. It's not the actuality, but it's my perception. That means it's false. But false is not a good or bad thing. It's just mean that it's not the actuality, right? Or it's not considered the actuality. But when you don't know you're false, this is when you are stuck in what you call delusion, because you don't know you're false. I know if I'm pretending, I say, hey, how you doing? I know I'm being false. I know how to express being false. But when you are false and you don't know you're acting in your falseness, well, you start to attack one another because you start to think you're true. Hold on. No, you're false. And what you believe in is false. Now, going back to when my vessel was subjected to a little child, or what you would call a young child, between 8 and 12, they told me about Jesus. I didn't view, or myself wasn't aware that Jesus was false. I believe that Jesus somehow I didn't understand it, but this is what they said. They said Jesus is going to rapture, all believers, and I heard it. And then whoever the person was speaking to me, and I said, I don't want to go with Jesus. I don't want to leave the people. I don't want to, because when I heard it, my younger vessel of a child was not in understanding of that. Like, why are you going to leave the people here? You see, so I said, I just want to stay because they said they're going to be tribulation. Well, I said, I want to stay with those people. This is about between 8 to 12 now. Okay. So even from a young age, my regular vessel was not in submission to being like, I'm just going to go with Jesus anyway. If Jesus was leaving the people, I was like, I'm gonna help them. Okay, this is my vessel at a young age now. So I want y'all to understand that, because if me at a young age between 8 to 12 saying I want to stay with the people who going through tribulation, I want to help them. This is between 8 and 12. Okay, if I'm understanding that you don't just leave people suffering in tribulation and raise everybody else up, right? Now you have to understand what these people are believing in, right? Now a belief is your desire ultimately. When you believe something, you want that to be true because that's what you believe. It's like your intentions is to somehow make what you believe true, and you will force it down people. When you believe something, you will try your best to convince somebody because you believe it. Nothing wrong with it. It's just believing is interconnected as one with your desires. It's something that you really hoping for. All right. So look, if someone believes in the rapture, well, what are they desiring? These people are desiring what? They desire to be lifted up above the clouds with Christ. This is their desire. I want y'all to understand. I'm going to use this vessel and I'm going to break it down to you. If they believe in the rapture, well, what is it that they desire? Because your belief is fueled in oneness with what you desire. And so these people want to be lifted up above the clouds, right, with Christ. And they want to be like Christ, away from this world. All right? They want to be lifted up above this world, right, with Christ, above the clouds. Now, what if I told y'all that is in the Bible? That they're not wrong, but it's going to be a Bible verse. They never, ever calculated. Hey, my love. Hey, my existence. They never calculated this verse with the rapture. And I'm about to show y'all. Remember what I said. Their desire is energy. It's the energy in which they are one with. When you got your desires, man, you strongly believe it. You will make that the reality no matter what. For example, if you desire someone to love you and they don't love you, like, they do love me. Like, no, this person just said, fuck you. Like, they say, I don't love you. Like, no, yes, you do. And like, it's your desire. When you believe it, you will force it beyond measure. Like, yo, you blinded. Like, you can't see. This person just told they don't love you. Get the fuck out of my face. I wish I never met you. And you talking about, yes, you do love me. Yes, you do. See? So when you believe something, it's just you strongly desire it, and it's an energetic force that is of blinding you. Like, you can't perceive, like, all right, what the hell am I doing? Talking about this person love me and shit. No, they're expressing to you, I don't love you. But that's just simplicity where you can understand. Okay? So listen, these people desire. That means they really want to be lifted up above the clouds. They want to be, and with Christ, they want to be lifted up with Christ and like Christ. They want to be lifted. Let me show y'all something, man. Lifted up above the clouds, man. Let me show y'all the rapture in the Bible, man. Y'all get ready for this. Y'all get ready for this. Now, as I break down the rapture to y'all from the perspective of their minds and what they fully don't understand, the energy. Everything is energy. When you desire to be lifted up above everybody else, think about that. This goes on levels beyond what y'all think Jesus catches somebody up in the sky. I'm going to show y'all how this thing go. Right? In y'all realm. So when you got energy, let me show you. Because everything is energy. So, Isaiah. Then what we're going to go to? We're going to go to Isaiah 14. All right, we're going to Isaiah 14. Remember what I told you now. Let your mind soak this in. They desire to be exalted above the clouds with Christ. They desire to be exalted above the clouds with Christ. I'm going to Isaiah 14. I'm not against them. I'm not for them. This is their belief. This is what they believe. This is what they desire. Okay? All right? Check this out. Remember, they desire to be exalted, taken up above the clouds. All right. Yeah, y'all, I don't play games when it comes to speaking actuality of what is. When I say this is what it is, I'm not just trying to convince you. I'm convincing. Convincing is me. You gonna see it. You gonna be like, dang. Watch this. All right. Y'all see that Isaiah 14, man? Look here. Look here right here. All right. Now, I'm not going to get in too much into it. But if you look up the history right here, how art thou fallen down from heaven, O Lucifer? Lucifer is a made up character. They translated that right there. There was no Lucifer. There was no Lucifer based off the translation. The history, if you go research, he was not talking about no being named Lucifer. He was talking about the king of Babylon. So now we're worried about we think some character named Lucifer he's talking about. The history was he's talking about the king of Babylon. Now, pay attention to the energy of this king. He's shedding light on the energy of the king, the character of the king, right? And this is the desire, right? Just like I said, these people they got desires. Well, the king of Babylon had a desire. It say, for thou hast said in your heart, I will ascend into heaven. Huh? What? Listen to the king of Babylon. I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Look at this verse 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. What they telling y'all about the rapture? This is the king of Babylon, the desires of his heart. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. What the rapture? What they want to do? They want to ascend. These people in the rapture, this all they saying. Man, they saying the same thing that their verse is saying. They want to be exalted and ascend above the clouds. And they want to be like who? Christ. Christ will be like they most high Lord or something. So I will be like. So this is what they want to be like. They want to be one with Christ. They want to be elevated to the state of Christ, exalted. Y'all see that? It's right here. I don't play. But look, this is what is understood. Yet you must be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. So when you're dealing with hell, you're dealing with forces of torment. Down here is where we experience the forces, the energies of hurting and abusing one another. See? And I want y'all to understand that because that you're here. So anybody who want to ascend past that, right? You saying, listen, I don't want to restore this world from the hurt, from the torment, from the pain. You say, I want to leave it. But there's people who are subjected to forces in which they torment each other here. So listen, y'all, you may think you're going to get raptured up. You're going to be brought down here to this realm as you are already here. In your mind, you think you're going to get raptured up. You think you're going to ascend and you're going to be like Christ. You're going to ascend above the cloud. You shall be brought down. And understand, you're no better than anyone else. You're not finna escape this realm here. Down here, right, is where you be restoration to others. So check this out, y'all. Let's check this out now. All right. Give me 1 second. So the king of Babylon, right? When y'all read that Isaiah 14, had an energy to desire. He had an energy to, his desire was to be exalted above everyone and everything, right? Everyone and everything be exalted above the clouds. That's what the rapture energy is. Something in people want to be exalted above everyone else. Leave everybody else behind. See? So if y'all agree with that doctrine, listen to what you're saying. You're saying, let everybody stay suffering down here with pain and let me be taken away from it. That is selfish. That's a selfish doctrine. If they are bound to suffering, I'm going to suffer with them. Don't take me, Jesus. If you ain't taking all of us, Jesus, then I'm not going with you. You got to take all. You got to take all. And you got to make them new and you got to restore them all. Or I'm not going. I'm not going. If there's a Jesus coming and I say, hey, man, all these people, man, they bound to a condition in which they all suffering. And he say, no, I'm only taking my believers, my church. I'm like, oh, hell no. Well, hey, I'm a serve these people. You see, what is in y'all hearts? You serve something in which you don't actually have a pure love for people. Because why would you follow something that you know you are a part of an experience to where you deal with the illusion of pain and suffering, and you would just say, oh, I agree with leaving these people down here to suffer? Huh? You want to be exalted and leave everyone else? You think, oh, I'm so chosen. I'm so chosen. He's going to choose me. But they are not the only ones who have a mind like that. Even though they have a rapture doctrine, all of you have a doctrine to where you think you are elevated beyond someone else. Oh, when the kingdom comes, we're going to rule. We're going to be exalted. So all of y'all are thinking that y'all going to be exalted above someone else. When you in your mind have any energy that you are exalted above everyone and everything else, this is the king of Babylon's mind. Either you're going to be raptured up, you're going to be Israelites, you're going to rule with Christ. If you think that you're going to be elevated, you're always going to be brought back down and say, hold on. You wanted to escape and you wanted to be lifted up. But why are you not lifting others up? Listen to me, man. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. Instead, look, let me give y'all understanding here. You're not wrong for having this type of energy in what you think you deserve to be exalted. You think you the chosen one. Shut your chosen ass up. When people start thinking, oh, I'm the chosen one, but then you don't calculate everyone's the chosen one. You start to think you the chosen one. God choose me. He gonna elevate me. You about to be brought back down. See, whatever energetic force this is, you do not view all in pure love that we're all one. So look, but that's okay. Here's the wisdom, right? Instead of believing and desiring to be exalted beyond the clouds, right? Why don't we simply exalt each other beyond the clouds right now? So instead of hoping you're going to be exalted above the clouds, right? You waiting. So you waiting to be exalted. Why don't you just exalt each other above the clouds? Tell each other you are infinite and beyond. You're more than this whole world. Why don't you just exalt each other right now? Why are you not doing that now? You hoping to get exalted. You hoping one day Christ is going to return and lift you up. Why you don't lift your brother up into immortality right now? Why? You can do that right now. You can exalt your brother beyond the clouds. You can exalt each other beyond the clouds, but you want to be taken up. And you want everybody else to be left down below you. That means you think that you are. You have to. You have to. You think that you are better than everyone else. Then you say, no, I don't. Well, your doctrine or your teaching says otherwise. If you agree with any doctrine that makes you think you better than anyone, even a little bit, you got what is called a little leaven, leaveneth the whole lump. It's easy to see and understand when you think you're better than all, because you start to speak and you elevate yourself. We gonna get raptured up. We the children of God. See? So when you're dealing with the rapture doctrine, it is no different than any other doctrine in the earth to where people think they're more elevated than someone else. All of y'all think y'all elevated more than someone else. When y'all start to hold on to your beliefs, your desires in this realm, you think you're more right. You're more elevated. You're more righteous. You're more just than someone else. It's false. You're not. And you know you're not. And you know you're not. See? So again, instead of us seeking, the kingdom gonna come, we gonna rule with Christ. You think you gonna rule with Christ, and you gonna rule with Christ above the nations. That means you're putting yourself above. You're putting yourself above the heights of the clouds. You're going too far. The reason why you down here in a physical form with everybody else is to restore the whole world, to uplift the whole world. Okay? Stop hoping somebody gonna save you and be the restoration of the world. Okay? Be the restoration of the world. So again, instead of believing and desiring, I'm waiting. You hoping to get exalted above the clouds. Exalt each other above the clouds right now. Huh? Why are we not doing that? Why are we not exalting one another above the clouds? Above the heavens? Why you don't do that? Why you don't speak to exalt your brother and sister above the clouds? To exalt them into eternity. To let them know that they are eternal. They are infinite. They are immortal. They are who the eternal source is. Huh? This is what you got to understand. This is why you must be brought down here to this realm. Because this realm is where you exercise your power of restoration. You exalt others. You don't wait to be exalted. You exalt others above the clouds. Okay? All right? So you got to ask, what kind of God are you in service to? That's the question. What kind of God or what kind of force you're serving here that you are in service to? Let me give y'all some y'all give me your discernment, okay? You give me your discernment, right? If you are able to comment, feel free to comment. Give me your discernment of this type of man. And this is a parable. Let's say that there was a man who had 7 children. Let's say that there was a man who had 7 children, okay? And the 7 children were a lesbian, a gay, a bisexual, a transsexual, a queer. So you got a lesbian, you have a gay. This is the man's children. One is a lesbian, one is gay, one is a bisexual, one is a transsexual, one is a queer, one is a Christian, and then one is an atheist. This is his 7 children. Okay? And you know how all of his 7 children identify. Okay? If that man said, hey, I got a lesbian child, a gay child, a bisexual child, a transsexual child, a queer child, a Christian child, and I got a atheist child. Okay? So there's 7 children. And you said, hey, that house is catching on fire, sir. The house is catching on fire, sir. All right? Your children are about to burn because the fire has started. Are you going to go save your children? And he told you No, I'm only going to serve the lesbian. That's my baby girl. The lesbian and the Christian. If that man told you he's only going to serve the lesbian, that's one of his children. But see, he got 7. He got a lesbian child, a gay child, a bisexual child, a transsexual child, a queer child, a Christian child, and an atheist child. But this man tells you, yeah, the house is on fire, but I ain't saving all 7. I'm saving just the lesbian, because that's my princess right there. I'm not saving the gay. I'm not saving the bisexual. I'm not saving the transsexual. I'm not saving the queer, and I'm not saving the atheist. The Christian, I'm only gonna out of the burning house, I'm only gonna save my lesbian daughter, because that's my princess, and my Christian child. But the other ones, I'm gonna leave them in there burning. How do you discern that man? Would you say that man is a pure father? Would you say that's a wicked father? If he just said the lesbian, I'm going to take the lesbian because that's my princess. And I'm gonna save my Christian son, my Christian child, because I love my Christian child. He believes in Jesus. But I'm going to let that gay burn. I'm going to let the bisexual burn. I'm going to let the transsexual burn, and the queer and the atheist. But I'm only going to save from the burning house my lesbian daughter, my princess, and my Christian baby. Would y'all exalt that type of man or father? Would you say that's a pure righteous father? Because he said he's only going to save out of the burning house his lesbian and Christian children. You guys would say, hey man, you wouldn't say, yeah, just take those 2. You would say, this is how I know you follow something false. You would say, hey man, your children, you would tell that man to get all of his children out of the burning house. You see? You would tell that man to get, hey brother, get your children in that burning house. In fact, you would help him get all of his children out. You wouldn't be trying to say, which one of y'all lesbian? Which one of y'all a Christian? Oh, you're a Christian? You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that. So you're not following something that is trustworthy when it comes to common sense. I don't even need to go deep. I can stick to y'all level and tell you how your God doesn't make it isn't worthy of following, or something not trustworthy, because I wouldn't trust any one of y'all who told me you got 7 children and then you're only going to choose to save 2 out of a burning house. You going to say, no, the lesbian and the Christian is only who and you're going to let that doesn't make sense. So if you follow God, you say, well, God is mysterious. No, man. You in oneness of what you serve. That means you don't actually love all. You don't love all. You don't love all. Okay? So when I give y'all that ability to discern what it is you are serving, is connected to your character and oneness. Cause you have to be serving something false, because anybody know now if there's 7 children in a burning house, you don't say, well, I'm gonna save I'm gonna save the lesbian. I'm gonna capture them and take them up out of that house. This is letting you know that what y'all been serving is false. Listen, the whole world is bound to falseness. Y'all are pretending as if y'all loving. We are pretending down here as if we are kind, as if we follow the light. We're of righteousness. God is with us. We are pretending. Okay? All of us. All right? So now continuing, right? So in that understanding, in that clarity that was given to your mind, okay, bringing this all the way home, let's go ahead and get that kingdom cometh not by observation. All right, kingdom cometh not by observation. Okay, now just so that y'all will understand. Everybody who's waiting to get raptured up, you waiting to observe some type of kingdom happen. Listen to this one Bible verse, because y'all say y'all love the Bible. So I'm going to pull that Bible verse, and if you wait for a rapture, that means you're waiting to observe something to happen for you to be raptured into some type of kingdom. So how did y'all miss this scripture right here? This scripture right here is very telling of why you don't accept, right, the understanding of what this is saying when you just read it in simplicity. Because if you read it in simplicity, I don't have to twist this in no type of way, because it's clear in what it says. Well, let me show you what I mean. Let me show you what I'm saying. You guys are waiting to, you're waiting to observe, okay? So you're looking for, or you're waiting to observe some type of taking up. He's going to come. He's going to come. He's going to come, right? Jesus is going to come, okay? He's going to come, y'all. He's going to come, right? You're not wrong for it, but analyze your energy. If you're waiting for him to come, right, you're not wrong for having that type of energy or desire, right? In Luke 17:20, let me get this for y'all, okay? Y'all see it, right? It say, and when he was demanded, right, of the Pharisees, right, when the kingdom of the power should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of the power come not with observation. The kingdom of the power cometh not, this y'all Bible, it cometh not with observation. Neither must they say, lo here, or lo there. For behold, the kingdom of the power is within you. The kingdom of the power is within you. The kingdom of the power is within you. Now, before you go to any other verses, they're waiting for some type of elevation into a state in which they can rule in the kingdom. He said, hey, it don't come. It does not come by observation. Meaning, if you don't see it now, you will never see it. Because you're not going to be able to observe it. Listen, if y'all looking for the rapture, if you're looking for what you call the kingdom, the infinite ruling with the eternal source, if you don't see it now, you will never see it. If you don't see it now, you'll never see it. Let me give you the understanding of me. All right? I am existing. I am existence. Let's restore that understanding of the man that you would say, if he just saved 2 of his children, right? What would you say? Oh, this man just restored 2 of his children and he left the other ones to burn. Let me give you the understanding of me. Okay. This is a parable, but this will give you the understanding of the one and only. There was a father, okay? And that father had 7 children, okay? The father who had 7 children, he produced all of his children, and he told his children, he said, hey, you are all me. He said, you are me. To each 7. He said, to each 7, he said, you are me. 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 The father said, you are me. To each one of the children, you are me. He said to his children, who are you? They said, we are you. He said, no, you are me. He said, who are you? They said, me. All the children said, we are me. The Father is me. The children understood the Father is me. The eternal source is me. Now, he told his children, he said, you are me. You can never not be me. Okay? He said, listen, I'm going to send you on a journey. You are me. You are immortal. He said, you are eternal. You are me. You are the restoration of the world. Go into the world and restore them to the understanding of me, which is you. And the Father said, I love you, me. To each child, he said, I love you, me. He identified all of his children as me. It's the Father. He said, I love you, me. And all the children said, I love me too.